Hi everyone, I'm Deirdre Fay. And in the US we have a holiday we call Thanksgiving, which is a time to take stock and give thanks. So with that in mind, I decided to do a lot of research. And here's sort of a compilation of some of the research out there on gratitude. I decided then that I was going to practice with the research so strong. I was going to practice at least 31 days practicing gratitude so that I could have what they say as a better life. And reflecting on everything, I realized the greatest gratitude I have has been for the chance to heal my own attachment wounds, the ones that have kept me from having a fulfilling and nourishing life. What I've come to realize through that study and practice through these last, 13, 15 years, and being really intimately involved with people's healing themselves, what I've realized is that life is really complicated and it's hard to live in our skins, let alone our hearts. And that comes really from these attachment patterns that we have, the insecure styles that either push us away from other people or we're trying to pull people toward us so that we can feel more connected. It goes kind of like this. The anxious style looks like I'm here, but the outcome I want is over there in another person or another experience. And I'm doing my very, very best to try to get that out there in here, in me. I want and think that if I can get that out there in me, then I'm going to be filled up and nourished. I believe that whatever I need is outside me, and if I can only get it in there, then I'm going to feel better. So I grab hold of it, I reach for it, I pull strongly for it. I want it to fill me. On the other hand, the dismissive style is afraid or doesn't like or has been so hurt by others out there or the experience of life that we protect and defend against it. The belief is, I have to stay away. I have to insulate myself so I don't get hurt, disappointed, rejected again. And the biggest rupture of attachment wounding, I think, is the damage that it does to us inside as a person. It leaves us feeling not solid inside. We don't value ourselves. We don't learn to receive or fill up with the goodness of who we are or who others are. We don't learn to trust. We think that whatever it is should come from outside to fulfill us inside. There's another whole form of attachment pattern that is where we're so distrusting of the outside and we think the healing only comes from inside. We noticed what we called prematurely transcend. We're trying to get away from life or relationships by doing all the healing inside. Those of us on the spiritual path and a lot on the psychological path, we know what the teachings are. We can't apply them necessarily to the everyday connections that we're surrounded by. So really the healing comes so much from being able to receive, gives us a chance to flourish. And for many of us, that's the hardest thing, that kind of receiving. I knew that in my instance, I grew up with a really fuzzy brain from my own attachment wounding. I was disorganized, confused, disrupted. I had real big trouble thinking. I would often pick up so much unspoken communication, the unnamed stuff that went on between people that I was flooded by it. And I didn't know what to do with it all. I didn't know how to interpret it or make sense of it. And the worst part was that I ended up feeling stupid and muddled. And in fact, in the 7th grade, one of my teachers said and asked me why I wasn't as smart as my sister. And those are the beliefs that get pinged when we try to cross over and change ourselves and do something different. That's the turbulence we have to cross. Because the big thing is we wonder, how can there be a new story, something that's nourishing, something that's satisfying? But there always is a new story to be explored, and that's the beauty that attachment theory teaches us. So my biggest gratitude has been being one of an attachment geek, being so immersed in the theory and practice that I look always for concrete ways to help others and myself heal. And it gave me a chance to think about what did I want on this Thanksgiving. It was to rededicate myself to finding ways to help you thrive and heal, and for me to continue on the path. We're on the path together. And as much as I can learn and heal so that you can heal, so that we can all heal, I'm going to do what I can to figure that out and find a way so that we can all live in a world that's much more nourishing for all of us. And may your heart be full of thanks as you practice Thanksgiving today.